Very good, sir. Welcome to the bench. Feel free. Now, to our audience, kindly, in 30 seconds, just tell us what you feel safety is all about.
I think safety actually is based on protecting the people, the young generation specifically, because of the content we watch. So online safety should be embraced. This will help to encourage content creativity among the youth and stop trolling and bullying online. That's my safety.
Awesome. Lucas, as a parent, what do you feel like safety is all about?
Thanks, I know. Thanks, I think digital safety is using these platforms, social media platforms, if you may call them that, for me, to benefit socially, economically, educatively, and also that's where also my children come to benefit, even economically, because I think one of them is about to, while at the same time not compromising physical, mental, or emotional safety.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And we have counseling psychologists. What do you think lack of this can have, especially psychologically on us, if there is no safety? And both to parents and young adults.
So the impact of not having safety. The core of existing is well-being. Well-being meaning that you have a sense that life is going well, you have hope for tomorrow, you can thrive, you have peace. And so when safety is lacking, then you have no peace. And we start to see, and we've seen it in media as well, being talked about mental health issues. A sense of anxiety really grips us when there's no safety. And that's what's happening continuously. Our keynote speaker talked about a lot of trolling happening. He talked about it, people will stop trolling. We are existing in a space where when safety is compromised, people are very anxious, people are very unsure of themselves, people start to pretend to be things that they're not. So it's just a trend that leaves us in a place where it's compromising our health, mentally, emotionally, and even physically.
Wow. Yeah. Awesome. Imani, what challenges, as a young person at 14, what challenges do you face online?
As a young person online, there are a lot of challenges to be faced because if you really think about it, the majority of people who are actively online on social media are the young people, right? So, personally, I face challenges where you find that there's this pressure to be what everyone else is. Like, you find that, let's say there's a particular trend going on, maybe in your school or it's just trending in social media, right? And you feel like you have to do it and you have to do it in a certain way so that people feel like, yeah, she's doing it right. And if you don't do it right, there's this pressure that hits you and it's like you feel like you're an outcast. And it's hitting a lot of teenagers, a lot of my friends, and yeah, I think that's one of the greatest problems I've faced in social media.
Wow. I think that's a common challenge. Caleb, I'm a content creator as well, and I started TikTok casually. I did a video, went viral, and I think in a week I got 10,000 followers. Now I was dealing with this pressure of keeping up with the expectations. Also now you're getting comments of guys who are just careless with their words. Yeah. So one of the things I do is that if I see, let's say she's my friend and I'm going through her content and I've seen a bad comment, I'll actually block that person from there for reasons of you understand? Mm-hmm. So I block but I don't respond. How do you handle such challenges in your own platform?
I think the issue is beginning with how you, let's take into perspective how you go about the brand that you create from the beginning. Because depending on the content that you created, nowadays you can trend for any reason. So if you trend for your niche, so to speak, then when you deal with negative comments, apart from blocking and reporting, then there's also the option of completely having a private account. Because I find most content creators will have one public account that you have for posting the content and all that, and you have your own private account. So you find that mostly in this public account, since you're aware, I mean, it's an online space, so people won't be prevented from saying what they feel and what they want on your page. And if you don't want to block or report them, or even if you do, that doesn't really bother you because there's a separate life that you also have outlying apart from what the world knows about you.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. And back to money. How do you handle this? It's a trend, something is trending. Will it affect you, or how are you going to handle it at that particular time?
Right now, everyone wants to be the best, right? You want to look like you are shining and you are only shining, like it's on you. So I feel like the best way to handle such problems is your mindset, because social media, let's say for example TikTok is a very big global platform, right? And almost everyone is on that. So but different kinds of people are there. So the people who vote and the people who look. So the way you choose to take the comments is based on your own mindset. So I feel like if you believe in yourself and you know that you're creating good content, it won't be that hard to ignore and to block and report those people who are not bringing the positive vibes that you need.
Awesome. Wesley, as a content creator, are you totally open with your parents that they know exactly the kind of content you're producing, but also what you're watching? Let's be honest. Are we very open? We are not, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's content you may not feel that you're comfortable with your parent watching, right?
Yeah.
Now I'll take it to the parent. I'll take it to Lucas. Here is a trending thing. Something is trending, and you know, based on our age as parents, anything that is not familiar to us, we fear. So there's this trend that probably she needs to step up and do. There is what he's watching and consuming, and you're not aware. So how do you strike a balance and make sure you can have a conversation about them opening up to what they're watching? What are some of the reasons? And we're talking about teenagers.
Can I answer just with an example?
Yes.
And happened in my house some time back, a few months ago. One of my daughters it was a trending thing. It was a bullying situation. I don't know if that applies to your question.
Yes. And please tell us the age.
She's not 14, actually her age.
Okay.
And of course, like you said, if you don't know as a parent, then you have nothing to question because you don't know. You don't know. Yeah. But luckily, she just called me to her room and had this forlorn look. And of course, you can tell from the parent something is wrong. And she went on to show me a tablet and all this thread of conversation. And of course, this girl will be really nasty to her. So I knew because she told me I had picked a vibe. Yeah. So then I questioned, so why did she tell me? And I figured it's the relationship. And even if you've done something dramatic and I want to shout as your father, you shout inside. Don't shout outside. Because otherwise that means next time you will know. So I guess I handled it because she told me, which was kind of felt really nice. And then question is, so what do I keep on doing to be told more stuff? I like something just to add on to people on the speakers that they say, and also I think also need to put on my learning hat now, teach me. Because I know all these things. Yeah.
Wow. I think, Mercy, coming to you, you've been dealing with children, preteens, teenagers, young adults, in terms of as a content creator, what are some of the things I need to do to maintain my mental sobriety so that I can be able to stand and say whatever has been said does not reflect on who I am? Some of the parents may not be supporting, and they're telling them, don't do it, and probably they're doing something creative. How do you prepare yourself, or how do you prepare this teenager, this young adult, to be mentally fit for such scenarios?
Even as Lucas is speaking as a parent, in my mind the thought came that the biggest savior for us all is going to be connection. Connection is where safety, where values, where everything is incubated. And so, how do you take care of your mental health? How are you preparing your teenagers? Do they want to hear what you have to say as they adult? They feel gifted. A lot of them want to make careers out of the social media space and gaming, and there's so much interaction going on, and yet they're so impressionable. So where are they going to learn these values? As a content creator, upcoming, a young person, who are the adults around them to guide them? And do they want to hear these adults? It's gonna be based from connection. Like his daughter comes to him, she feels a connectedness. And in that relationship, a sense of trust. And so hopefully, Wesley, is it Wesley?
Yes.
You've been taught some values so that even if you're not gonna tell your mom and dad everything, and I like to tell adults, did you tell your parents everything? Did they know everything that was going on? But you have to trust that what you taught them is gold. But did you teach them? As young people, I like how aware they are the pressure to be the best, the pressure where you might be an outcast. They need a safe space. So do you have somewhere you can go to just speak to what it is that you're doing? I'm having this issue. But also why? We talked about kind of the brand. Why are you online? We need to talk about it. Why are you online? There's so much move towards trolling and being mean and nasty. Like you say, Mr. MC, people will just come on your page. It's like they were waiting for you just to say something nasty, you know? And even you need a space where you can just say, hey, what's going on with these people? And understanding this is not about me, it's about them. For young people, it's not as automatic as adults. They need a consistent, reliable space. They can hear positive messages. They can have someone they can tell. For you, you might have it already. You're an adult, and yet you still need it. So, really understanding why am I on social media? Is it moving us towards a positive direction? What do I want to be known for? Evelyn has been in spaces I've been in. She's continuously saying this will not disappear. You will be found. What you posted will be found. If someone looks for it, you will be found. So why are you on social media? But do you have spaces to go and release the negativity that may come at you? And what will keep you? What's your why? Why am I here? Yeah, curating also your spaces. I've got so many young people who say, I just cut off, I switched off, I stopped following, I unfollowed, and now they're just following what they feel is positive, is moving them in the direction they want to go. But this is an empowered young person. So the adults really have a lot of work to do.
Awesome. You've just preempted my next question because we want to look at the tools that you've been using. And Nasi has given us a very good word that it's a connection. You have to have a connection with someone. What personally I normally do is also know my boundaries. Today I was having a conversation with my driver for today. I want to mention their name. And we're talking about road rage. How sometimes someone will just cut you in and you're like, and you want to prove something and you want to, cut them off as well. And I was just sharing that for me, I learned how to drive into a petrol station and have my windshield cleaned so that it signifies clarity. So whether there are tools that have been put in place by TikTok or the ones you've put in place, what are some of these tools you've been using to just protect yourself? Wesley, we can start with you.
The tools I actually use is, just for example, if I post something, then a bad moment appears. TikTok has made it possible to block or report. Yeah, I would report the person, but for me, I actually just ignore it. I try to remain positive. Even though I've already blocked the person, I try to remain positive and still create my content.
Also, stay positive. If the content is there, you know that does not define you. You understand?
Yeah.
Someone posted, I was talking about the importance of relationships over money, and someone said, mtu akipata pesa kidogo, anasema pesa sio everything. And I remember I wanted to give them a very nice piece of my mind, but I told them, I pray that one day you will live to prove that money is not everything. It does not make you happy. That is me wishing them well. Imani, any tool that you use without TikTok or your own initiative? Including what you told me that sometimes you stayed off.
Yeah. So, one, you preserve your mental space. You can reduce the amount of time you want to be spending on these social media platforms. And one of the things you can do is you can take a break. When you feel like it's overwhelming because we are humans and sometimes you cannot handle everything that is going on. And when you feel like you need to take a break, it's okay to take a break because in the meantime, you are doing TikTok or any other social media platform because you want to. So if you also feel like you want to take a break, it's okay. And you can also, place boundaries, right? You can, sorry. Another thing is, you should always affirm yourself that I am doing the right thing and I'm doing what I want to be doing because I know that's a chair. You can't tell me that's a chair because I know it is. So if I'm doing the right content and I'm pleased with what I'm doing, I feel like even if anyone comes and hates in the comments and I know what I'm doing, I am already well self-affirmed to know that whatever I'm doing is well with me.
Awesome. Khalid, any measures or any tool that you're using?
I would say blog and report are one of my most favorite versions on social media because you not only have comments, but you also get spam followers as well, the spam follow requests. And personally, I'm very intentional about who follows me. And whenever I have, sorry, this is just public, sorry, essentially, that's okay. I recently switched my account to public and had private platform for a very long time. So what I do is, I won't just accept your phone request. I will have to, unless who this is following me, because I need to get a position where I know whoever is following me is not putting me in a very precarious position where I have to be very intentional about what I post and all that. And then maybe just touch on what Mercy said about parents and their teenagers. I would like to pose a challenge to the parents of this audience and here as well. It is very important for you guys to establish a connection with your child and not just become a parent, but also a friend. Because like in his story, he's more than just a parent to the daughter. So in that sense, then I feel comfortable opening up to my dad because if I can't go to my parents, that means I will look for an alternative space elsewhere. And given the type of online environment you have, most likely go and search for it online. And you don't know what you will find online, so it's kind of a risk. So I'd rather stay home where your parents love you. Whatever advice you may not have a lot of online knowledge, but whatever they give you is always important when it comes to you and how you navigate it.
Awesome. I think coffee sound. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think I'll twist the question to Lucas. I mean, what are you doing to protect your children as a parent? What tools are you using? Is there a specific tool you're using that is facilitated by TikTok or your own initiative?
I think my tools are homemade. And number one is no one gets a phone for the age of 13. Yeah, so right now my son is 10, so my phone is his phone. So he's even told me, Dad, when I'm with my friends and I'm getting a number, and they call when I'm not with you, say, it's my phone. So I get calls, hi, can I speak to my, like he's not close right now, but so that is actually the sharing the gadgets when we see the correspondence, yeah. And then also the other thing is and this is the person believe, if we can't connect in person, then we probably can't connect digitally. And so there are chunks of those conversation times. They are boring, at times people protest, but they are. So it's 13 and above, then you can qualify for a graduate. Below that, you can talk to your friends on your small apps, but through my phone.
So,
Yeah.
awesome. You know, as a parent, I taught in Sunday school for a very long time. And one of the things I realized is that children are adults in small bodies. They may not do what you ask them to do, but they will copy. And so my 9-year-old sits the way I sit. Any move that he walks like me. And that poses the challenge of has it challenged you to also manage your social media better?
Yes, it has, because they or one of them has called me out sometimes. And one of the problems is, why are you texting when you're driving or something? They can say there's traffic. It doesn't define this email weekly. But you shouldn't be doing that. So that calling out is good. And of course, like now, the example I gave of me sharing the phone with my son, that alone is enough motivation to keep my phone sanitized, because the guy is a resource. Yeah.
I'm telling you, this day and age where our kids are more. In fact, I no longer hide my phone because he has mastered my password. So my elder one, so he will tell you, I'm doing this on your phone. So you also have to be very, very careful. Now, as we wind up, also with a parting shot, Wesley, what do you think is your role in providing safety for the people around you, for your users, and for yourself? What do you think is your part to play?
My part as a content creator is to create content that is environmental friendly to all my viewers, something that cannot make my account be blocked, or if someone reports my content, actually to find that my content is clean, just to be like a role model to the society. Yeah, that's my role.
Because how old are you?
I'm actually 17.
17, you are role model. Wapi makofi ya Wesley? And like I said, don't ask me what I was doing at 17. Imagine. So what do you think is your role, and if you have a parting shot for your fellow users?
So I feel like the role I can play in this is just like I said, posting content that gives light to those who are in the darkness, posting content that will educate others, because the only way you can prove to someone something, like the only way you can prove to people that doing this is wrong and doing this is right is by educating them. So I feel like you can use those social media handles to educate people on the importances of being positive and being positive about it.
Awesome. Caleb, what's your role? What's your role?
I'll go back to brand. Whichever brand or niche that you have established as a content creator, the message of safety is all around. So whether you're a dancer, you can dance the message of safety. Whether you're money relations, for example, like your account, you can still push the message of safety. The point is people understand and use your platform to get the message out. And the question is, I guess this is a conversation that needs to happen all around, because we are only getting more into online spaces. Right. So the more we talk about safety and the more we regulate it, then the better for us. It doesn't have to be such a setup of forum. It doesn't even have to be online. We can still, word of mouth is very effective when it comes to spreading the message of online safety and all that. Because now as we grow, we are the ones who carry the torch, so to speak, of safety. So as we go on, and us as youth and content creators, the more, because children will be exposed to the internet younger and younger as you go on. So we can't prevent that, but we can control how the message of safety goes around for them.
Allow me to go first, Mr. Lucas, because you're an entrepreneur. And for me, it's a challenge actually to our generation, because I can guess your age because I think we fall there. One of the things I've realized is that TikTok is a very big platform. We can either use it or misuse it. And I can tell you, I wouldn't be here as a moderator if it wasn't for TikTok. Why? Because I started stuff that people would relate with my content. There was an Africa Creator Hunt that was done early in the year. I participated, I moderated it at the same time. But it was the beauty of meeting strangers. They tell you, hey, there's something you said. It has made me change the way I look at money or the way I look at relationship. So probably, Lucas, what's your perspective in actually using it positively in business?
Well, in addition to what you said, yes, I can't say much about TikTok because I'm not on TikTok. Probably YouTube on account.
You have to make us feel bad.
But I think, let me use the broader term social media. It accelerates, can accelerate both good and bad. So if what I'm doing to grow myself and others, and I use it positively, it can accelerate good. And like one of the things I do is I have a blog. So I post a story every Friday, and I have met all sorts of people from everywhere who say, just like you, someone like a testimonial is very uplifting. So I think that challenges me to not just continue doing what I'm doing, and almost feeling more responsible for others. And hence you think twice before you post or before you say something. You know, it can sound like it's innocent to you, but someone else has offended them. So I think it has made me, my interaction, like I said, the blog, I'm also active on LinkedIn for a number of reasons. It's just probably thinking twice. The same thing I tell my children, think twice, let me finish it twice before I put something out there. Because again, the internet never forgets.
Well, thank you very much. Mas, you enjoy conversations that are meaningful. That's the fun fact about you. Could you take it away? Just in 2 or 3 pointers. Our role as a society to just help each other to be accountable and to support those who are struggling in this mental related issues that come with social media.
Yeah. The conversation around mental health and well-being is one that resonates with all of us. We all want to be well and we want a well society. And people are seeing stories constantly of people are saying, I struggle with. And all I'm saying first is that we all want to be well and we want the other person to be well. However, what we're lacking is intentionality. How intentional actually are you? Beyond hearing what you have heard here today, to actually start thinking, why am I on social media? Who is it that I'm following? This is not good for me. If you have children, do I have a relationship with my children? And actually begin to take steps to have that connection. So for me, I'm going to say, get informed. We are here, TikTok is here, you're going to be on social media, you're going to be on other forms of media, you're getting informed. That's wonderful. But beyond the information, what can you do to be well, to be mentally well, to help someone else get to a place of well-being and safety? How do we empower our young ones? How are we supporting of each other as adults? So, what are we going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? That's the question to you. That's the parting shot. Now you know. So, what are you going to do about it?
Awesome. Awesome, guys. Really love especially the thoughts that you guys have given us and your experiences. So I hope you don't mind if you can take 1 or 2 questions from the audience, and then we can be able to answer any question that you may have from the audience.
Thank you so much. My name is David. I'm a cybersecurity specialist in Nairobi, Kenya. My biggest worry is one over here. According to statistics, 60% of Kenyans own smartphones, and of the 60%, at least 40% are online dating. So, if you are being told, for instance, you can't block and report even 10,000 people in a day. I don't know if you can find any other means. You speak of something like you having a private account, for instance, right? If you ask this young man over here, one thing that people are fighting for is to gain followers. In fact, some of them will force you to follow them because you follow them, like they are following you, so you have to follow them forcefully. So I don't know if there's any other thing that you can do, because talking about private accounts to the youth of today who wants followers, gain to get out of it, is something that if you ask them, they will tell you that no, everybody who follows them, they accept. Finally, to the parents, there's something here there's a trend going on over here. There's an age gap. We have got the millennial children who today control the internet. And back at home, you need to realize that your small kid is the one taking you on how to switch on a remote. Maybe if you want a special channel, you have to call them that, please come and show you this channel, right? I don't know. How do we handle this? Because we are talking about parents who do not know, right? Even not the parents who are aware, the parents whose kids knows more than they do, and they own these smartphones. The kid may be using the smartphone, yes, but this child knows something inside a smartphone that he will not know. That's the challenge. Thank you.
Okay, who will take the first question? Okay. Then Lucas can take the second one.
I'll answer your question. I assume you were speaking about the follow concept that you're having. I will look at it from a content creator perspective. So one thing every content creator will tell you is you don't blow up overnight. It's a very, very miraculously it happens, but it's very rare. Consistency is always the key when it comes to you and your content creation. So if you're gaining followers, because I get it from the point of you wanting to have a large following. But if you're creating content, the secret is in being consistent, and then eventually it pays off. It doesn't sound like it does at first, but it does going forward and moving forward. But if it's for your private account personally, then that is an issue of peer pressure. Because if you have, say for example, 200 followers on Instagram for starters, right? And you post very few things on Instagram and your social media pages. You see, as you move forward, you continue meeting new people. And the more you meet new people, nowadays you connect through social media. Because most of the young people of this audience will tell you, we ask for the Instagram account and not the phone number. They're like, just give me your handle. That's what we do. So if it's your personal account, then it's an issue of you understanding that your following really doesn't. I'll put in a question that we had recently. I was asked, do you know your online community better than you know the people around you physically? Do you have people you can call your friends physically than the online community? So if it's content creation, consistency. No question about that. If it's your personal account, then there is no pressure. There's no pressure to keep the following growing and all that. It depends on the kind of people you meet. And also the social media platform that you're using, because it's different for TikTok, it's different for Instagram, completely different ballgame for Facebook as well.
And Mercy did an excellent job. I hope you noted the part he asked, why are you on social media, right? Why are you there? Why are you setting up that account? Because someone once said that if you live for their approval, you will die of their rejection, right? So also ask yourself why. And I think Lucas can answer the next question as we move quickly. I think we have, he's asking as a parent. He asked as a parent the question of what are the things, I think if I can get it right, what are the things as a parent, because we were mentioning about these children have a lot of information, they have a lot of knowledge over and above you. How are you taking that and how are you managing that to protect them? Over and above us just blocking the data.
Yeah, I mostly see it positively. My children are sharper than me. So I really wouldn't approach it from it being a problem. Yeah, maybe it's for me to have my game and show interest in learning. Because I also find, I speak for my own children, that when I show interest in something, more often than not they are willing to teach me or to show me. you know. So I really don't call it a challenge. I think it's a good thing. I get their digital natives and not. So in a world that is different from ours. But maybe the thing is for me to probably show more interest to one from them. Yeah.
Also, we'll take 3 more questions because of time. Those are many questions. I saw that hand up. Can the mic go there, please? And then we go up there. Then quickly. I'm suggesting we quickly take the questions and look them down, then we can go straight to the panel, isn't it? Where is Lavender? The mic? Please give the mic over. Oh, okay. Then we go over there. And please keep your questions short, huh? All right. Closer. Please hold the mic close to yourself.
My name is Elizabeth Nabeli, and my questions, I have two. So either of the young people there can answer. How do you balance social media life with school? Because I'm looking at an instance where I have a younger brother who's in high school, but anytime you give him a gadget, when he gets home from school, he's always online. Maybe, I don't know, they only study when they're at school. So how do you balance that? And the lady, you talked about you taking time off social media. So besides that, how do you maintain your image on social media, or how do you maintain your connections on social media? Just besides taking time off because of maybe instances of bullying and whatnot. And also, do you feel like school, or maybe in your spaces in school, do you feel like maybe teachers or maybe the people you're around with are supporting you when it comes to online safety? Because maybe you might be having the information, but someone out there, maybe in a different class, may not have the same content you have. And we have teachers who maybe might not be really interested to support you in that. So I really wish to hear from them concerning the same.
Thank you. My name is Lindsay Orico. I work with the National Cohesion and Integration Commission. So this question goes to the young people in the panel. Recently, I was facilitating a session on online harms, and I asked the young people, because I was speaking to the youth, and I asked, most of them are journalists and social media influencers, so I asked them what, if they've ever been in any situation where they were bullied or they were harassed, and what they did. So most of them said they had to leave social media for a while, something they never went back. So I just want to know, has anyone of you experienced this, and what did you do about it? Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Zampad Musini. I'm a teacher and a parent. My question goes to Mercy, a cancer psychologist. I got it right. Is there any magic about 13 years? Because most social media talk about, most of the TikTok, WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, I think Facebook, they talk about 13 years. Is there any magic about 13 years? And if I can give my experience, just kidogo. I have a son who is 15. I bought him a phone when he was 14 after he did well in his KCP, but his grades went down for one. I took the phone, and he has improved over the last 2 terms very well. And then also our daughter, who is 9. Every time she's not in school, she spends more time with my phone than me. So actually she knows a lot than me, what one of the panelists was saying. So even people who are younger than 13, they still know much about the phone, but even those that are 13 and slightly above, we see them getting so much obsessed with the phone that their grades can go down really. I wish Mercy could comment.
Mercy will tell us about the magic. We'll take the last question over there.
My name is Hannah Munyao. I work with Action Aid International Kenya. My question goes to the young person from Makueni Boys. I just want to know, because Makueni is very urban, how is the uptake of social media in the peri-urban in Makueni? For example, like out of your clique or your friends, how many are in social media? I understand it's full from different areas, from Nairobi and all that, but I'm just interested in the uptake or access of social media to the people in the rural areas. Thank you.
And combine that with the people you know who quit social media, you come back, or what you think about quitting social media.
First, to answer the question on quitting social media, I personally used to post, like when I opened a TikTok account, I was very active. Until one day I posted a video of me dancing. Then the comments, they hurt me very much. So I decided to take some time out. I promised to myself that I will never again dare post, but after some time I gained the confidence to post again and become active. And on the uptake of social media, especially in our school, I could say that in our school, phones are restricted. So the social media accessibility is actually limited. So in school, I could say that when you go to school, you will basically focus on studies because no phones, no internet connection, and after we close the schools is when we are able to connect to the internet and the social media platforms. That's why I would say that I don't find it challenging for me to balance studies and my online activities. Yeah.
Awesome. I think even you can pick it up from the balance. How do you balance? And then we can go to how you maintain your image. Someone asked that question: how you maintain your image on social media? How you balance school and social media?
So there's something called as free 10 minutes. So you can put a number of hours that you set during the day that you say, okay, I want to be on TikTok, I want to be on Instagram for this number of hours. Secondly, like personally, I'm in a British system school and we have access to our laptops, which can be challenging because you have access to social media and it's up to you to regulate the amount of time. So I think it's all in your mind. You just have to think about what I want to do and plan a schedule. So let's say you want to do a number of things. If you follow that schedule, you find that you also have limited time to access social media. So I feel like having a schedule of the day and planning the day out in the morning or the night before is also helpful. Yeah, balancing school and social media.
The image first, maintaining
Okay. Maintaining an image. When I left social media, I didn't have a large number of followers, so maintaining my image isn't really a challenge. But for those who do have a large number of followers, I feel like you should just put yourself first, and by putting yourself first, you won't really care about what other people think, like, oh, why did she leave social media, oh, what is she going through, because you're putting me first. So it's what I need, not what they think.
Yeah, that's amazing. And for those of us, again, who are also starting with image, and I liked what you shared about branding. If you go to my page, you will not see anything else other than my content. You will not see my children, you will not see my relationship. I will not post that because if we post it there, if something happens, you're also judged from that level. So I think also it's good to have those boundaries. And I think I can go to you, Caleb, on quitting social media. What do you think about quitting? Are there people you may quit? Is it a solution, or we have to stand and fight?
I think the problem is relationship depends on who it affects. But there's one thing I would say is basic for everyone: have a support system, and not an online support system. Have people you can go to and talk to. It doesn't necessarily have to be your parents, but it would be best if they're people who are close to you, but have someone you can talk to and you can really tell them how you feel, because quitting social media is a solution. I'm not against that actually, especially with the young pressure that comes with it, because the older you grow, the more mature you get, but with younger people, dealing with all that pressure can be a bit difficult. So if you need to take that time off, take the time off, but during that time, don't just say I'm taking the time off. Look for support and help. Make sure you talk to someone. because it can be an underlying problem and you probably go back and then you're like, hey guys, I'm back and all that, but it's still a problem in the background. And then it affects how you become authentic. Because then again, maybe a little bit of image, if you're authentic in real life, put that self on social media. That is who we want to see. We don't want to see a different person from who we know online or physically. Because if I know you physically, then I want to see the real you online. If I see someone else, then I'm confused, I'm like, nah, this is not the person I know.
Awesome. I sat in a panel with one of the top content creators in Kenya, and lady, you all know her, but after she was trolled and people shared her number, she had to go the management way. So actually the current manager was one who was handling the phone. So he took in all the pressure. You see, these are that, but he doesn't care. Even if whatever you, there was a time she had 60,000 WhatsApp messages, 60,000. And he was able to handle all the nonsense that came with it. So even for me, sometimes I hand over my management to someone so that it doesn't take a lot of your time. And finally, I'll always fix the question for Lucas. I mean, how are you making sure that your kids are balancing social media and studies? Now as a parent, not as a content creator.
Yes, there is a hard part of it all. No phones. Those chunks of time of no phone. And I'm trying to go one up and see, because again, the line gets gray because sometimes part of your school assignment is on a gadget. Yeah, so I would stand there looking over your shoulder. So then how can I try and cultivate just that enough discipline to use this for this, and then go to this other time and use it purely for raha. So again, back to just the conversation really. Yeah, until I find another better way to go about it.
Oh, Mercy, I know you want to answer the question for the magic of 13 years, but help me. This is Amos. Amos will be told here there's an email that I've sent you or a question asked from the panel. Then my favorite neighbor has just unleashed a serious meme, so I get diverted. And I'm now looking at, oh my goodness, you know, and I don't know about you guys, but most of the funny videos, the funniest bit is in the comments. So by the time you're reading 5 or 10 comments that are really hilarious, you've wasted 15, 20 minutes. Mercy, as an adult, how do I moderate, not just content creation, how do I approach and get it? How can I keep the discipline to be a consumer of content without wasting time?
I love that question. I was watching a video, it had to do with nutrition. And the guy was talking about how we get urges to eat. And he was saying, I'm not saying don't eat. If you just had a meal, that's great. But then sometimes you feel like, and now I want tea. And what chai wakwapi? And now I want tea, and with that tea you might take something. And he was saying, I'm not saying don't take the tea, but maybe tell yourself I'll take it in half an hour. You know why? Between the thought and the action, your mind has an opportunity to decide. So before you click, you can tell yourself, let me just give this as I can't wait. I can't wait. Don't say, actually negative comments like don't open it, don't eat, they make you want to do it more. Have you noticed that? I'm not going to eat, not, don't. And so what you need to do is just say, I'm going to check it, but let me just check it later. And that gives you an opportunity to make the right choice. There's actually a gap between a thought and an action. So allow that gap. Yeah.
That's the gap. There's a video I was telling people about money. Before you make that bad decision, postpone it to tomorrow. It will look worse. Postpone it to tomorrow. And now finally to the gentleman, he has the magic of 13 years. I mean, what's their mind there? Because you can tell the energy was asking. My son nilinunulia simu akaanguka. Nikanyang'anya simu akapita. So I don't know how you can relate to that.
Well, we know, for instance, TikTok says it should be 13 years, and I think a lot of social media platforms, they've done research. I'm sure some curious evening what the research is, understand that these spaces are very calculated. But this is what I'll say from a science perspective. The brain develops
backwards to forwards. Backwards to forwards. And what is here is what enables us to think rationally, to make better choices. What develops first is the reward system. That we want likes, we want to be associated, reward system and emotions. The magic of 13 years is that children before 13 years cannot think abstractly. What that means is for them, 1 plus 1 is 2. You can't tell me things that are a bit more complicated. You can't tell me about what if we decided now, I'm trying to think of something, help with a complicated thought.
Differentiation in math.
Oh my gosh, that's so complicated. Life issues, they can't put together life issues. And when they're 13, suddenly they can start to think about when I'm 21, what I'm going to do, how this compares to this. So now, I guess social media people are saying, now at this age they can start to think more complex. And so that's why they've allowed them, perhaps, if you're someone who wants to be more informed, go to Google, let's see what the research says. But why it's so addictive is that you've heard of algorithms? Yeah? Once you continue to search and watch, the algorithm, the back end of these platforms, they find what will attract you. So don't be surprised as you, the adult, or your child suddenly hatoki hapo, hajasimama, hajakula, they are not bothered, you've not showered, you're just on the phone because it has curated a space for your child for you to stay on that platform. So I really applaud you for what you did, that you took the phone away. How you did it, maybe we can discuss according to my head. But it's what we've been saying, adults do need to be the ones to kind of regulate and help the young people. Even we are suffering, we are not able to put aside our phones. So how much more the child whose brain is still developing? Please know the brain will finish developing at around 22 to 25 years. So how much more that person? Do they really have what they need to make a rational decision? You get what I mean? Yeah, so understand that the platforms will keep us there because the algorithm is working to keep us there. It will give us videos and things that are curated. What have they been watching? Show them this one, show them this one. Understand that. But number 2, please let's stop expecting magic. Young people need adult help. They will need our help. Yeah.
Awesome. Again, a round of applause for Hannah.